With repatriated Canadians arriving at the NAV Centre for their 14-day quarantine, a second press conference was held to update residents on the situation. I had the chance to speak with Mayor Bernadette Clement for an update. What is the message going out today?
Well, so the message is that they're arrived. They're here. And so there's a lot of work between all of the agencies that are on site. So the Red Cross, Dr. Paul Rumiliotis from the Eastern Ontario Health Unit, and most significantly the Public Health Agency of Canada. So they're all on site at the NAV Centre, working very collaboratively together to make sure that the next 2 weeks are safe for the people there, but also for everybody in Cornwall.
And thus far, everything has gone as uneventful as possible in a situation like this.
So they arrived in buses this morning. It was fairly uneventful. They were driven from Trenton to here, assessed and ushered into their rooms. And we're going to take it day by day. At this point, I'm still insisting on daily information, and that's coming now, to make sure that the Public Health Agency and Dr. Paul are putting out videos and written information and communicating with all the local news outlets to make sure that the people of Cornwall and area have information.
And of course, there were preparations in the days leading up to this, so why don't you tell me a little bit about how those went?
Yeah, sure. So there were almost like rehearsals yesterday. So the Red Cross team was going through, exactly how it would happen. I actually was on site last night with the Red Cross to take a look at the installation. And I could, observe that people were really working together collaboratively. From a city point of view, so our police and EMS and fire are all briefed daily. They're all looped in. They've all had training to be prepared for this event. So for that perspective, it's being taken care of. But really, the city doesn't have a role to play here other than to support. This is an agreement between the NAV Centre and the federal government, and we've got to make sure that we're supporting them how we can, but this wasn't a decision of the city. But now, in terms of being welcoming, I think that that's where we are. There are still lots of different reactions, and I respect that. There wasn't as much information as we would have liked from the beginning. And so when there's not enough information, people start to worry. I find that there's more information now. We have to be going to trusted sources for information. So I respect that people are still concerned, and we'll have to continue to flow the information. But there are also reactions from people who want to bring care packages or find some welcoming way to say that we're, proud of our city, and that they must be so relieved to be back home on Canadian soil. So there are a lot of people that are thinking about that too.
Absolutely, and we know that you've been fielding many inquiries online and phone calls. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the frequently asked questions and concerns you're hearing from the populace?
Right, so there are a lot of questions concerning the NAV employees and whether there's any contact. So we're being told there's no contact between the NAV employees and the people that are here in quarantine. So the NAV employees are getting daily briefings as well there. So they're feeling a little, I hope, a little bit more secure in terms of how things are working. People are asking about the hospital, right? And if there's any impact on our local healthcare system. People have been asking about the dishes. What dishes are people using? So we know that it's disposable dishes. So these are like questions that people have because they live here and they know the people that work at the NAV. So those questions, I'm definitely pushing them through to Dr. Paul Rumiliotis from the Eastern Ontario Health Unit and to the Public Health Agency to make sure that they are responding to local questions.
Excellent. And finally, you alluded to the local media, of course, helping get the word out. You've been getting the word out both on your page and through the City of Cornwall, the Public Information Coordinator. But if people do have questions and concerns, where can they go? Yeah,
so there is an information line. I think that you're going to have that on the bottom of a screen. Definitely, if you go to anything that's being released by the Eastern Ontario Health Unit, those numbers are there. And the Public Health Agency of Canada also has numbers. So people don't just have to rely on Facebook or media. They can actually talk to somebody who will answer their questions.
Excellent. Madam Mayor, thank you so much for joining me today and updating our viewers on this situation.
Thank you.